would like at this time to award him the Noetic Medal of Consciousness and Brain Research. It might seem at first that AVI doesn't quite fit that, and we are going to expand the categories a little bit, but AVI, for us, the mind is a cosmology of consciousness, not the brain, which is the dominant model, and AVI does overlap with that. He has written some books and papers on the mind-body problem, or the observer in terms of physics, and his work on quantum theory relates very much to the model of cosmology that the research community appreciates. The Noetic Medal began in 1998 and was given to at George Mason University. It was given to Carl Kriegram and Benjamin Libet. There's a website where you can go and have a look. This is, as you can tell, kind of a messed up. AVI has thrown me several curves. I didn't know why he wasn't going to come, and we had emailed him, wired him the money for the ticket about 6 weeks ago, and as a good sloth, I didn't want to prepare everything. So besides the medal, there is also a framed diploma and a plaque that has the front and the back of the medal, so we will mail those to him later. But you can again see those. Just give a Google search for Noetic Medal and you will find it. I'm sure I should have written down something. I'm forgetting some other things I want to say about this, but I'm not really jet lagged anymore. I'm just kind of lack of sleep, so I have no real excuse. But so at this time, we are honored to present Avshalom Elitzur with the Noetic Medal of Consciousness and Brain Research. Thank you. It was also a surprise that he was going to leave today. His ticket was actually, I think, until the 17th, so things have kind of evolved. And since we also did it this morning, we'll see. I'm going to tease a little bit, see how clever he is if he can get an impromptu accolades of AVI without probably having interviewed him, and I didn't come and coach him. Are you able to say anything at all, Lou, about AVI for this part of the ceremony? And then after that, we'll have AVI also give his little, probably impromptu acceptance speech. So, are you up to the challenge?
I'm sorry, I have.
All right. I thought that might be the case.
I think his talk to us shows us his quality.
Very, very good. So that, we have to do what we have to do under circumstances. So we will, I'm sure, now that those who haven't met AVI, we will have a chance in the future to know more about his work. Oh, I did remember one thing. Since we invited AVI to come here, what was the issue of New Scientist? What was the month? It was June, July?
May.
May. Oh, so it's back a little bit. May, whatever. AVI was on the cover. He is known now as one of the 7 quantum wonders of the world. So we get another round of applause for that. Probably warrants an additional medal of some kind, but that'll come later. AVI, if you could say a few words also, we'd appreciate that. As you know, who has the video camera? They want to record AVI's acceptance speech. I'm sorry, it takes fools of all kinds. I know I'm kind of a fool, but what are you going to do?
I didn't prepare anything, so I'll be brief. I'll share with you something that I usually, it is the kind of amazement that I share with my students, and it goes like this. There are some periods in history in which there are many geniuses. History does not put the geniuses evenly along space and time. You will find sometimes in which great minds not only lived at the same time, but even at the same place, at the same neighborhood. Can you imagine here in this city, Darwin and Kelvin listening to a lecture by Faraday, each of these giants would be enough for an entire century, and they knew one another. Could you think about Dostoevsky, Chekhov, kissing Gorky in Yasna Polyana? Each of them a giant, unmeasured, and they knew one another. Sometimes you have all these people together at the same place and even at the same time and even at the same neighborhood. And there are other times in which you have centuries among big nations with not a single illuminary. Why is it so? Why is it so that there are sometimes such a concentration of great minds and other times in which there are none? I don't know, but about one thing there is no doubt. We live in one of the dullest, poorest periods in human history. Think about it, more than 60, 70 years in which the population of the world is the largest that was ever. The number of people who can think, who can write, who have books, who have libraries, universities, internet, everything is greater than any time in human history. Show me one person who is even close to Schrödinger, Bohr, Einstein, Dirac. Why is it? Why is it that there are times in which there are no people? Of course, there are great minds in our time, great scientists, but we would expect, just by simple statistical expectation, to have an explosion of genius, and we are so far from that. The reason for this I don't know. I better leave it to historians or sociologists. All I can say is that every time I think about it, I say, let's do what we can. Just in order not to shame the previous generations, the great legacy that they gave us, let's do what we can. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Avi. Very insightful remarks, and we certainly appreciate that. We've recovered about 6 minutes, so